Do I look pretty? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You always look pretty. Okay.
You should put that in.
Is that, I'm just kidding, guys. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Meet the Farmer, Meet the Gardener. Today we are here in my friend Galena's field. I have been waiting for this day. Galena's from Microflower Farm here in Washington. Her field is so beautiful. If you guys follow her on Instagram, you know, and you're probably super inspired by all of her beautiful bouquets and flowers. And I've been dying to come here for like over a year, and it finally happened. So we're gonna jump in. I can't wait to ask you some questions and get into all of her beautiful dahlias.
Let's go for it.
So this is a new field for you.
It is.
So
yes.
Can you give us a little backstory of how you guys got here? Because I know you were growing a ton of flowers in your previous property.
I was.
But this is technically your first year for dahlias here, or second? Second year.
So we moved last year and planted last year, which I do not recommend, but it worked. And actually last year, our field, we planted to where the hoop house begins.
Sure.
And so everything past where the hoop house starts, we added in this year.
Wow. Before we really dive in, how many plants are you growing out this year, including all of your seedlings, your cuttings?
So named varieties, which are already ones that have been released, is just under 7,000.
Wow. Okay.
Second, third, fourth year seedlings was about 1,200 plants, but I've like culled and rogued those down to it's closer to 400 now.
Okay.
Because I'm like eliminating ones I don't think are that great. And then first year seedlings, I did about 4,000 to 5,000.
Wow.
A lot.
A lot.
And
And so when you first started though, like when you started to grow dahlias in your previous property, what made you want to get started? Because you've talked about this before on social media, how this wasn't, you stumbled upon it in a way, right? So how did you get started?
So growing in general or just dahlias?
Dahlias.
Dahlias? I was just trying a lot of different flowers, and I tend to get a little bit obsessive with flowers. So one year I was like, oh, I'll just try and grow 150. And I picked all of these big dinner plate varieties, which if you notice are not really the ones I grow now. But I really did fall in love with them. And then the next year was the first year that I kind of became aware of like the Dahlia wars and like how competitive it got, because I saw a sale go live and I'm like, oh, they have Irish ruffles. I would love that. And it sold out in like 10 seconds. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. That was interesting. Yeah.
But it was just like the more I grew, the more I fell in love with it. I mean, they're like, you get every color but blue.
Right.
And there's so many shapes. It's like the only flower that you can get this much variance of color and form, and they all still grow the same.
Right.
They just require the same care.
It's funny because sometimes I'll run into somebody and they'll say, I don't understand like the big deal with dahlias. And I just think,
it's like, have you grown one?
Yeah, I'm like, you haven't found the right one for you, my friend, because there are, I don't even know how many varieties there are out there now in like different forms, like you said. I think it's just so fascinating to hear like your backstory. And even before you started growing, you were kind of growing vegetables. You did some things with poultry when you were very young.
Oh yeah. So as a teenager, I worked summers on a chicken farm. Apologies to anyone who doesn't like this, but processing meat chickens.
Right.
So there was like this old gentleman in our church community, and they would raise grass-fed meat, so very happy birds, and then they'd hire all the teenagers they knew to come in and process them. And they were the kind of people who just, you went in, they gave you minimal instruction and just kind of expected you to do it.
Yeah.
And seriously, that was probably, it was like one of the best experiences growing up that I had, because it taught me to work really hard. And I found out later that this couple did that on purpose.
Oh.
Like their goal was actually to set up this system that would help teach teenagers how to work hard and get responsibility and come up with solutions to problems. Right. And it worked. It's like everybody I know who worked there just has amazing memories.
This is why she has so many processes. So if you guys, again, if you're following her on social media, you see how hard this girl works. Like you don't stop. And I think that's what I love about you, because I feel like we have similar personalities. Like when you get into something, you really, really get into it. Now with Dahlias, you've also started breeding Dahlias. When did that kind of start for you, and what drew you to do that?
That actually started 5 years ago.
Okay.
I just haven't released anything yet because I'm really, really picky. And as every year goes by, I get more picky.
Yeah, you do. When you post things and you're like, should I keep this? I'm like, yes, yes. And she's like, no, I'm throwing this one out.
So I have one that's 5 years, and I just decided this year, I'm like, no, I'm not releasing it because it has one trait that really annoys me. Technically, I'd have enough to release it, but I just was like, no.
Not yet.
No, I don't think I ever will.
Really?
I'm just trying to decide. I'm like, do I just throw it out or put it in my cottage gardens?
Sure.
I'll probably do that. But I remember reading Christine Albright's book and following her on Instagram. I learned so much from her, and just how fun it is to see new stuff bloom.
Yeah.
It's like the feeling that you get as a little kid at the holidays or your birthday, only you get it as an adult.
Yeah. That's the
best.
best.
It is literally the best.
Yeah.
So that's why I do it. I definitely go a little overboard. I'd be the first to admit that probably close to 5,000 seedlings was like a little much.
I got shivers. I was like, I was excited about 50, 5,000.
Yeah, it was a little much, especially when you think about how long you have to grow them out.
Yeah.
That's the part where I'm like, oh boy.
That's a lot.
I might have overdone that one.
I know before we kind of saw this previously in your previous field, you were growing out your seedlings in 4-inch containers. So we call those pot dahlias.
Yeah.
Right now, are you planting out your seedlings directly into your field?
Yes.
Okay, so that's nice.
It is really nice. I did not want to pot up 4,000 seedlings into 4-inch pots.
Right. Well, when you mentioned that, I was like, is she doing 4,000 pots? First of all, where do you get that many pots, right?
I mean, you can wholesale, like you can get good deals on it, but it's a lot of work.
A lot of work.
To pot everything up. I also found, so when we get back there to the seedlings, and people definitely don't like this, but as soon as one blooms and I'm like, I don't want it, I pull it out. Right. And if I do that right away, even without the pots, they pull out really easily because the clump is still really small.
Okay.
If I wait till the end of the season, they've made like a really big seedling clump, and it's a pain to just try and get it out. You have to use a pitchfork and everything like you do with these.
Okay, now let's talk about your fields, how you're actually growing your dahlias. Are you doing 2 rows per bed?
Yes.
Okay, so how far do you space your dahlias? I'm very curious.
They're about a foot.
A foot apart? Yeah. Okay.
I actually think I'll go closer next year.
Closer? Okay.
Yeah.
We're doing about 9 inches and it works.
I've done 9 inches.
Okay.
I did 9 inches at my last property. I want to go closer. I'm either going to go closer or I'm going to double plant.
Oh, okay.
2 tubers in a hole. I haven't decided yet. I'll probably try both.
Sure.
But
have you done that before, the 2 in a hole?
No, but I know people who do.
Yes, I met somebody who does that. We actually interviewed her, and she says that's like very reliable.
Yes.
So.
And a lot of like the old hybridizers, like not old, but like the ones who've been doing it for a really long time.
Sure.
Also do like multiple tubers in a hole.
Okay.
So it's the part that appeals to me about it is that in theory it's less digging.
Oh,
You could plant 8,000 plants, but you're only digging 4,000.
That's so smart.
Things. So that's one of the things I always think about it. But one of the things I always think about is like when you said it's like, you know, you work all the time.
Right.
I'm always thinking of ways where I can do maintain the same quality but in less time.
Yes, high five to that, sister.
Yes.
Yes. Like air 5 all the way.
Yeah, so like my brain is constantly going, it's like, how can I make this process efficient but not sacrifice the standards that I want to keep?
Sure. And you have high standards. I mean,
I do. And they get higher every year.
Right.
Like I would say that I'm my biggest critic because I really do try because I know that you should as a human, but every year I don't really think about the things that I did well. I'm more like, I messed up that one thing. How can I fix it?
It's always those little things that we did wrong
Yes.
that stand out the most.
Yes.
And it's funny because like, as you know, as your friend, and I'm sure all of the other girls that you know are gonna say you're being too hard on yourself, but it's so easy.
Probably, but I also feel I just pop stuff off. Yeah. That's like my thing. It's like I just pop it off as I go through the field. One of the things that's the most important to me, and I would be the first to say that I'm a human and I'm not there yet, obviously, and I'm not sure that you ever actually get there, is that the most important thing to me in business is quality. And I have a very high standard of where I want to be. And I don't feel like I'm there yet. So every year I'm thinking, how can I change things? How can I get things closer to that goal of what I want this business to represent and what I want it to be to other people?
Right.
So to me, I'm like, yeah, I'm probably being hard on myself. But in terms of like, from a business perspective, I'm like, no, I need to like keep pushing and keep improving.
Yeah. I love that. So. Like, I think once you start being comfortable is when it's like, I think it becomes less fun, at least for me. Like if I'm not constantly challenging yourself or myself, it's like, what am I doing? Right? Yeah. I love that. I love that you have such high standards. By the way, who is this?
This is Kay's Rosie Joe.
Wow, she looks beautiful.
Yeah, this is definitely one of my like top 5 favorites.
Oh my gosh.
I really like this one.
I mean, I don't think I've met a KA variety that I haven't liked yet. So yeah, this one is definitely
like my favorite peach one is Lakeview Lady,
the big one over there. Yeah, we walked by it.
I know.
Here are some dahlias that she's trialing. We can't talk about it, but you can see it.
So this is one. There's actually a bunch over there too we could look at.
Okay.
But this is obviously Kay Cinder Rose.
Yes, this is
that
so
one.
good. This I feel like this dahlia almost broke the internet. People are going so wild for it. And it's so magnificent.
So most of the ones in this row actually are Christines. And some of them are ones that haven't been released yet down that way.
Got it.
This is KA's Guava.
Yes, this is another good one. Really like.
I grew a lot of Cinder Roses.
Yes, you did, which I'm happy because they're kind of hard to find in terms of tubers. The cuttings are out there, but
yeah, I didn't sell any this year, last year, because I basically was hoarding it all. But
for yourself,
yeah.
Well, they're here. If you're looking for them, Galena has them.
But I will. Yeah. But I just love, like, obviously, I have some that have been falling over, but she just is straight up.
Yeah, she's great. Yeah. Ours is pulling a lot more yellow right now.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Because you're not that far away.
No, we're not. And so you garden in zone 8B as well.
Yes.
Right? You're so last night I checked and you're about 35 minutes away from our house. And I was like, oh, so short. So in this field, how is the soil? Because you also talked about this before. Has it been challenging? Have you amended it? How have you done that?
So when we moved, the first thing I did was do a soil test. Which I just recommend to everyone because you save so much money, typically. Because typically your soil is better than you think it is. Okay. And we found, so this was a cow farm, like before we bought it. For like 100 years, they ran horses and cows on it. We found that all of our nutrient levels were fine, except that we had almost no nitrogen, which is pretty common here because we get so much rain.
Right.
And it needed lime because the pH was a little bit off. Okay. So that's actually just what we put in. Okay. Those two things.
And so did you guys just like come in and till that in then?
I had a friend come in and till it. We still don't have a tractor, just because I'm a little bit like, we don't need one yet. So.
You like the hard work.
Well, it's more actually, I farm lean. And I'm not opposed to equipment. I'm not opposed. I will spend a lot of money on something if I really need it and I think I'll use it all. But I look at those purchases as like, okay, what do I need a tractor for really? I need someone to come in and till this field. Well, it will cost me way less if I hire someone to do this one time or 2 times than it will be to buy a tractor and do it. So I kind of think of like purchases more in that respect of like, long term, how much use am I going to be getting out of this? I'm not saying we'll never get one, but this year we got a tiny Japanese truck instead, which is way more useful to us because we can use it to take all of our dahlia crates back to our cooler when we're digging, which you can't carry as much in a tractor or even in a gator.
Right, that you would with what we have. So in terms of like starting a farm, because I know you also did this on a very small scale, but very successfully in your previous field. Are you farming on a whole acre?
This is actually still less than an acre.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow, it looks massive.
It does, but
Wow.
I also think it's 0.8 acres. And last year I actually farmed here on the same amount, actually a bit less than I was growing at my previous farm. But it was always interesting to me, and this is just like an example of how perspective can influence your opinion. People would be like, oh my word, you're farming on like so much property. And I'm like, actually, this is less space than I was doing before. Wow. But because it's all in one block, the human eye is like, oh, that's a big space.
Right, right. Because I saw your previous place, and you did everything very condensed, but it worked so well.
Yeah.
Okay. And your whole property, though, is 6 acres?
6 acres.
Okay.
But my goal for myself, and one of the reasons why I still embrace the name Microflower Farm, is I want production on under an acre. I do not want to go more than an acre.
Right.
And part of that is actually limit myself, because I would say that I lean towards being a workaholic. And I know that about myself. And I don't want that to be the defining feature of my life.
Right.
I want my kids to be able to look at me and be like, oh, mom did more than just work.
Right. And that's so hard. And I get it, because you want both.
It is, because I actually really love work. I love this. But so that was my, whatever I can fit in 1 acre is what I'm going to do.
I love that.
And after that, it's going to have to be modified down to fit into an acre.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
I love that you're honest with yourself, and you kind of create those boundaries, because especially with the space that you have, it is so easy to get, like,
I'm very tempted, but it's also a lot of work, and then I get less tempted. Right. But the other thing too, the other thing that changed when we moved here was, and honestly now I'm like, how on earth did I do that? But at my previous property, my paths were so small. Like I left almost no room to move down them. So people look at this and they're like, oh my word, this is such a big space. But I'm like, this is actually less than half an acre planted, because my paths are actually slightly bigger than my rows.
How big are your paths now?
They're a little bit more than 3 feet.
Okay. I mean, this is perfect. I feel like this is so much space compared to what even other farms I've seen. This is really nice. So if you're not going to be farming on the other property, we talked about gardening, because you also like gardening.
I do. I love gardening.
Yeah, which I think is why I probably loved you even more. I was like, oh, she's one of us.
Yes, absolutely.
So do you plan on then like doing meadows or landscaping? You grow a lot of food crops too for your little ones. Like you guys do, like, how many strawberry plants did you plant again?
We did 500 this year, and it was not enough.
No kidding.
So I'm gonna like transplant all the runners next year and try and get like 1,000, because I would be out, I'd head to the gym in the morning, and I came back and my kids had already like gone through, gotten all the red ones. I think maybe I had 10 this year.
Yeah. So, that's incredible. Yeah. I was definitely jealous when I saw you planting those. I was like, oh, I have a container of strawberries.
Do you want runners?
Yes, probably.
I have runners,
yes. So you have overhead water, and this is something that I've been super curious about, because I know that overhead watering, some people think, oh no, like don't do that. But it's actually, I like it. So in the
like it.
I do too. So in the beginning, we were actually overhead watering everything because my stepdad was here, and he just loved going out there. And I was like, great, I won't turn on drip.
Right.
And I feel like the dahlias did so well. And as soon as he stopped, I don't know why, they just didn't look as robust.
I mean, I'm not gonna like argue with anyone. Like I definitely think there's multiple ways to farm. Like you're not gonna find me being really judgmental about any way that people choose to farm, because you have to work with your climate, you have to work with your area, you have to work with your water price. You know, like that is variance. Or if you're on a well, if you're on city. I started using overhead water when I first started farming because I didn't have the money to buy drip. It was just me It was actually just me until this year, really,
Mm-hmm.
doing everything. I had money to buy a sprinkler.
Mm.
So I bought one, and my goal was like, well, real farmers do drip, so we'll move to that eventually. But then as I started farming more, I'm like, well, the sprinkler works fine. Like, I'm not noticing any damage on the flowers.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not getting powdery mildew.
Mm-hmm. Continue with it.
And then I just kept doing it. And I'm like, well, it's working. And then all the farmers I knew who used drip,
Mm-hmm.
it was like every other week, it was like, oh, a dog chewed through our drip line. There's a leak.
Yeah.
We
the
accidentally
leaks.
left it on and it flooded.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
No, thank you.
that just sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah.
I think there's something to it. And I also think because we all have powdery mildew right now, and we talked about your
This
field
is
having some, but it's not bad.
It's not bad. And this is honestly the first year I have ever actually had powdery mildew.
Yeah.
And so somebody's probably going to be like, oh, it's because you overhead water. It's not. It's something else,
Yeah.
because I always have, and this is the first year. But it's really not bad. And next year I'm going to, and honestly, I think it has a little bit more to do with the fact that I just was too busy and I didn't strip the lower leaves.
Right.
So they were just too
clustered.
Too clustered.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
that's us too this year, because we usually don't get it bad on the dahlias, but this year I kind of let them go
Yeah.
on the bottom leaves, and I was like, okay. But yeah, yours, they look fantastic, especially
thanks.
for mid-October. We're
Yeah.
reaching mid-October.
I know.
They look great. I'm
October
not ready.
is basically done.
I know, we're basically done, but like the field
Yeah.
looks so beautiful. Everything is so blown out.
I know. We hit the beginning of October and I hyperventilate a little bit. I'm
Did
like,
you?
the season is basically over.
I know. I'm so weird about that, because I get so emotional, and I know it's like goofy, but I do.
I do.
I cry a little bit, and I'm like,
I
okay,
know.
that's
I don't.
it.
I don't cry because I'm just not a crier. But I was cutting down some, and I'm like, I feel sad.
I know. I feel so sad.
Ooh, what's that one?
I love how she's like, we're out here in her field, and she's still like, oh, what's this?
Yeah.
What's this? Wait, what is this one?
That is Sandia Susan.
Oh, wow.
That's
Look at
amazing. I love
That.
that
Oh,
one.
water lily.
That one and Holly Hill Serenity
Oh,
are like, and Holly Hill Daydream are like my three.
I love Holly. Yeah, Holly
that
Hill
one
Daydream.
is like one of my faves.
Love that one.
Yes.
So fertilizing, what's your philosophy on that? So I have a two-part question, actually, because you do use cover crop.
Sorta.
So, okay, are you going to use it on the dahlias?
No, because we're not gonna, by the time we dig it up, it's gonna be too cold for any to grow. So my plan is next year, all of these landscape fabric things are gonna be a cover crop pathway.
Oh,
And we're just gonna mow it into the dahlia rows.
Okay.
So the goal is to like have that just happen through the season.
And so then do you fertilize at the beginning of the season or throughout the season, or are you pretty hands off with that?
I do nitrogen is the main one that I do. And I dropped the ball a little bit this year because I got into like, oh, let's just get stuff planted and we'll do that after, which was a mistake. But I like to do chicken feather meal, which is a slow release nitrogen, because then it lasts like 4 months.
Oh, okay.
Because like a lot of nitrogen is quick release and you have to keep doing it. So did that on part of the field, didn't do it on the rest. So I actually ran quick release nitrogen through the sprinklers.
Oh, okay.
Because there's totally like a myth that dahlias don't need nitrogen, but they really do.
Yeah.
Just like every other plant.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't feel bad because I've been fertilizing ours
You
quite a bit.
absolutely do. You will get better tubers. You'll get more tubers. You will get earlier blooms if you prioritize your nitrogen in the beginning 2 to 3 months. You don't need to do it in the last month or even the last 6 weeks. Like I stopped end of August. That's when I stopped. But before that, definitely.
Was it like every 3 weeks for you, or?
Actually, what I did.
Tell us the truth. Give us the tea.
Don't do what I did, but it worked. Is I also dropped the ball on fertilizing, and early-ish August, my dahlias were just like not growing like I felt like they should be. Like they were not, we had a hot summer. It was hard to stay on top of the water that they needed. So what I did was I was like, all right, I've had enough. I did a 2-week intensive fertilizer regime where I I fertilize the entire field through the sprinklers every 3 days for 2 weeks. And I did nitrogen and I did molasses because molasses, well, I think it helps with pest control personally. Like I think that there's some benefit there, but more importantly, it feeds the microbes in the soil and it allows, there's a very big reaction, but it basically allows the nutrients in the soil to be more accessible to the plant.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that was another benefit.
Yeah, so that's like one of the main benefits of it. So I did that for 2 weeks and then everything really took off and then I stopped because I was like,
fantastic.
It's good.
Okay, that's good to know. I've never used molasses, but I think I learned it from you first.
Yeah.
And I've just been lazy about it, but I think next year I'll do it.
I learned it from Jenny Love, who does the No-Till Flower podcast.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and that's what I always try and point people to is like, if you really want to like listen to someone talk about it more in depth, go listen to that podcast.
Okay. Yeah, I'll see if I can find it for you guys and link it down below. Now, do you have pest pressure? I mean, I've seen like some beetles here and there, but that's normal in every field. But do you ever get thrips in your field?
Haven't noticed any thrip damage this year. I do have cucumber beetles, but again, they honestly do not bother.
Yeah,
they
really don't.
They just hang out on there.
Yeah.
And I think that is in large part due to the molasses. It's not scientifically proven though, and I have had some people say, whoa, that doesn't work. And I'm like, it might not work, but it is working in my fields.
I love that.
Yeah.
There's been so much craze in the dahlia world.
Oh, yes.
I mean, every year it just gets more and more.
Yes.
By the way, you guys, look at how magical this is. I'm literally frolicking through beautiful flowers. Like I feel like a fairy right now. I'm trying to be careful.
Oh, don't bother. We're end of season.
Yeah. I just feel so bad. I hear one snap and I'm like, oh.
It's okay.
She's making a bouquet for us as we're doing this, by the way. So the dahlia craze, it gets bigger and bigger every year.
Yep.
Do you see that ever changing? Or do you think like dahlias are like, they're that it girl? Like,
I mean, I don't see it changing for a really long time.
Right.
Yeah. It gets more crazy every year. Even if you go and look at something like Google Trends where you can see like the popularity of a topic, it's still going up.
Right.
Like
dahlias.
the amount of people who are like looking it up.
Yeah.
And I think part of that is like once you start growing them, I don't think you can really stop.
Yeah, it's an addiction
like,
that gets out of control. Yeah, it's just started with a few. Here we are today.
Like this year, like this past like vine season, I was like, okay, I'm at 250 varieties. This is like the maximum that I want. So I'm gonna get rid of 50 and buy 50. I bought 300 varieties.
So how many varieties do you have total?
Like 578.
Whole 578
and then
varieties.
This year I was like, okay, I have a bunch of seedlings I need to grow out. I gotta make room for these. Yeah. I need to get rid of varieties. So I made this list of like, okay, and I probably won't do this, to be honest. I made this list of like 200 to get rid of. It's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. We can tell yourself that, but we know it's not
I was
gonna happen.
like, okay, if I'm really good and I stick to this, I probably can make myself get rid of these. I've already have over 100 varieties coming.
You are next year. You're so bad.
I'm like, oh my word.
She is not a, they're the people out there, they're like de-influencers. No, she is influencing us 100%.
I'm influencing myself.
You
I'm
are.
on there and I'm like, ooh.
Well, every time I see you at a Dahlia sale, I'm like, what are you doing here? Like, what don't you have that's here?
A lot. A lot.
Do you, when you buy new varieties, do you have separate areas in the field that you like to just grow out like the new varieties, and then because you block everything, all of the varieties are in blocks?
I mean, not per se.
Okay.
I mean, there's like one row in here somewhere, and it was a row where I had only like one or two of each, and I'm like, okay, let's just stick all the ones and twos in this row. But no, generally I don't. But I also tend to be really selective about who I buy from, and there are people who have an amazing track record, and I've honestly never had an issue with like any type of disease or anything from them, so I don't feel like it's necessary.
Sure.
Really?
Yeah. To kind of like keep them apart.
Isolate stuff like that. I also just go through my fields every day, and anything that looks suspicious just gets pulled and yanked. It gets yeeted out of there. Yeah.
And so now you don't, I know people are going to ask, you don't sell cut flowers. You did before.
Like
I
do actually.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Just locally though.
Local. Okay.
And I took most of a break since we moved because a lot of my cut flower market, like the backbone of it was perennials. And when we moved, either those perennials were like restarting over, or I just didn't take them with me. I gave them to friends. So I basically, I'm really hopeful that we've put enough in place that next year I'll start doing like market bouquets.
Okay.
Again. Especially because my daughter's almost 13 and she's really interested in it. So having someone to do it with, it's exciting.
Yeah. Especially when they take an interest in something that you're so passionate about.
Yep.
Like, yes, please. Look at this, you guys. So these are all of Galena's. Well, not all of them because she's gotten rid of so many, but several. Actually, I want to see that one that you've been growing for 5 years. I don't know if you have it out here.
I'll show it to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
somewhere over here, but yeah, you'll have to show us because I know people are going to want to see it.
Yeah.
So what qualities are you looking for? Now, you don't have to go down the list because I know there's a big list, but what are like the top 3 qualities you look for?
So let's find a good one here.
Okay.
All right, let's find one that I don't like.
Okay, and I can tell you already which one. Yep.
Yeah. So this one, yellow, not a fan of most yellows. Has an open center, also not really a fan, especially when it looks like this. And then the stem is just really wobbly.
Okay.
So this one, what I do is every morning I'll walk through and I'll pull anything that I don't want to keep. So tomorrow morning I'll walk through and I'll pull this one out.
Okay.
Another one would be like an example of this one. So this one has the petals that go all the way back, but it has an open center here, which isn't considered a great trait when you're looking for something, you know, like a fully double dahlia.
Right.
So this one would get thrown out just because it doesn't have enough petals for the form that it's supposed to be.
Okay.
And you can tell that that's going to be true on all the blooms because all of these little buds, you can see there aren't petals there.
Have the open center already. Okay. I have a few that have that same trait, but the color's so pretty that I'm like, I can't.
Oh, I mean, if you love it, like go for it.
Yeah. What about clock face? So clock face is when something's like very like straight. I don't see like a true clock face out here. Maybe we go.
That one might be, and this one just might be because it was leaning over.
Sure. Which
hopefully, because that one's really pretty.
That is so pretty.
But clock face is considered not a great trait because it's just hard to design with. If you're trying to show something, they also want dahlias just angled up like that.
Right.
So I typically throw stuff out for being clock face, but with something like this, I would give it another year to see if it was an environmental factor.
Okay.
But if it stayed this way, next year it would get thrown out.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's good to know. I mean, once you get to this scale of growing and hybridizing, you do have to be ruthless.
You do.
Which is really hard because I'm really...
So this is one I would keep.
Yes, that's beautiful.
So if you shake it, you know, it's really, but it goes all the way back. It has a good center. I really like the color reverse on
that
petals.
Transition.
So that's something I look for, and it's just a really good size. So this one is getting tagged for next year.
That is so beautiful. Oh my gosh. I get so excited when you post your seedlings. I'm like, what is she going to post today? What's out in the field? And now we're actually here touching them and seeing them. I'm so excited. We talked earlier about the craze when you go into buying dahlias. You know, they sell out within literally minutes.
Oh yeah, less than that.
How does it feel to be, oh yes. Oh wow.
I know, right?
Wow, look at that. What kind of form would you identify? Is this a formal?
I'm actually not totally sure. It might be considered an in-between form.
Wow.
I'd have to go up and double check because
Yeah.
there's a lot of rules about like how the petals are, which way they face.
Yeah.
I know for sure it
Dang.
wouldn't be like a formal decorative.
No,
It
yeah.
might be an informal.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
so. That's so gorgeous.
Yeah.
That form is so interesting.
That's the one.
Wow.
Oh, this
So
one. Yeah.
that's a really pretty water lily.
I like the
that.
dark stems.
Yeah, I do too. I love any dahlia that has dark stems. I think they're
Same.
so interesting. Yeah,
Oh,
that is pretty. Look at that petal count.
yeah.
You saw it here first.
Yeah.
So back to the question: if you now that you are a farmer
Yep.
and that you're growing dahlias, everybody knows about your sales and how quick you have to be. How does that feel? Do you feel pressure? Do you feel?
It feels really stressful. I won't
Is it?
lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I want to make everyone happy, and the back part of dahlia sales that no one sees, and you know, I accept as part of it, but it's not overly fun. Is that sometimes you'll get, I mean, I get them every sale, but emails from people who blame you because you don't have enough.
Right.
And I'm like, well,
It's a lot.
I'm trying my best.
Yeah, you are.
Like, there's a lot of work that goes in just, you know, propagating. And in order to truly have enough for everyone, I would have to grow on like 50 times this scale, which is not something I'm interested in. Also, not even something I think I could do and still maintain the quality that I want to maintain. But the good thing is there's like tons of dahlia farmers who do amazing work. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of stress to like make sure your website doesn't crash, make sure everything's turned on, make sure you don't input the wrong inventory.
All those like tedious
Which
little things.
I did this year.
Yeah.
It was not, I've never done it where I put in more than I had. But this year we were finishing up shipping. And we were on like the last 50 boxes and we still had like this full crate full of Lakeview peach fuzz. And I'm like, did someone just order like a lot? And I went in and looked and no.
No, that wasn't the case.
I had put in that I had 6 tubers and I definitely had a lot more than 6 tubers. I'm
well,
like,
better to
okay.
Yeah, undercount than
Oh,
overcount
yes.
and like
I've never overcounted, but
Yeah.
that's like one thing. Like it was just like I didn't put in the first number and I'm like, well,
yeah.
I have a lot of Lakeview peach fuzz this year.
Yeah. Here we are.
Yeah.
I think that is like an important message to tell people, and I think a lot of us do a good job at this.
Oh yeah,
But
most
like,
people are amazing.
Yeah,
Yes.
I would say so. But like people do have to be gracious about, you know, buying from local farms, and because we all talk about supporting local farms, but that also comes with, you know, the fact that you might not get your variety this year, but that's okay. You can try next year. Like it took me 2 years to get rhubarb and custard. Yeah. And I love it. But, and I was patient because, you know, even though I have a lot of friends that are flower farmers, like it was just a hard one to source.
It doesn't store that well.
Right.
That's
and
why.
that's what people say.
Yeah.
And so there's also a lot of intricacies with individual dahlias. First of all, one dahlia might not produce as many tubers, right? So is that a big factor for you? In terms of what you like to grow?
It is, but part of it too is like people just don't think of like the number. So every dahlia farmer that I know adores dahlias. That's why they grow them, because it's so much work. Like if you do not enjoy this, it's way too much work. It's way
really
too
have to
much
love
work.
them.
So people love them, but like I said, you know, I'm like, oh, I should like get my variety count down. It's not going to happen.
Right.
But what does that mean when you're growing on like an acre property? Like say like your max was 8,000 plants, you know? Well, if you're growing 600 varieties and you have 8,000 plants, how many plants can you actually have of every variety? Like sure, you'll have some more than others, but people, I think, just assume that you have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of a variety. You don't.
Right.
You know, because you're growing too many to have hundreds and hundreds of a variety. So people like Swan Island, who grow 60 acres of dahlias, can have like a large inventory like that. But any small farm, and I would say a small farm is anywhere between like under 5 acres.
Sure.
is, well, definitely is considered small in like the farming industry. Fun fact, I had a Facebook lovely man
Tell us.
tell me that I couldn't call myself a farm at all because I didn't have 10 acres.
Oh, ouch.
And I'm like,
sir, come see all of the work that goes into this.
I'm like, I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
You can have your opinion.
Yeah. Everybody's allowed their opinion.
But it's a lot of work to do. So like that's just the thing. It's like, you know, the amount that somebody's growing. Like if they have 600 varieties, they're certainly not going to have thousands of tubers of that variety. Like they're not. Yeah.
And I think people need to be more gracious about that. You're just trying your best. You know,
well,
I think
I'm
at the
trying
end of
my
the
best,
day.
and I also, you know, don't want to work all the time.
Right. You have a life, you have kids, you have other hobbies. Now, in terms of what you grow, in terms of color, I know I saw this one. This is so, you're keeping this one, right?
Yeah, this is one of my faves.
This is really pretty. Look how it just like flicks back.
I know. And it's been just, it was early to bloom too, and it's just been going.
It's very productive.
Yes.
Look at all of the
very
stems.
Productive.
That's really nice. Good size too. I like this.
Yep.
In terms of color, do you see trends on like what color people are more drawn to?
Well, I do, because I'm not a yellow person. And this year I was like, I should have an all yellow garden next year.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
Yeah, because a lot of people want yellow.
Seriously, I was on Johnny Seeds and I'm like, ooh, yellow snapdragons.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is wrong with me?
Yeah. Wait, are you like a peachy tone girl too? Like peachy
I am more
pink?
peachy coral, like
Same.
light pink in there. I like when I say that I am not a fan of yellow, like I really am not. So the fact that I am like, ooh, yellow means that there's definitely like something affects everybody with fads or something.
Right.
I'm not saying yellow will be the next one, but I do think like coral, peach, like bicolors where there's a reverse on the petals. Those are really popular right now. Anything like uber dark too, like not just red, but like almost black looking.
I've seen the kind of craze in that too.
Yeah.
Love that. Oh wow, look
at
this
one.
Holy cow.
This is blackjack.
Blackjack?
Yeah.
Oh dang. Wow, you guys, look at that. Are you gonna sell this one, or is this
I
new
hope
for you?
so. I actually have, no, it's not new. I had it last year. I have a bunch in there. This one is supposed to be on that side. It just kind of fell over. Yeah.
This would be such a great dahlia to grow out in your landscape. That is a really good landscape dahlia
and
right
look
there.
at like the dark leaves and everything.
It's really, really beautiful. Okay, guys, let's all hit the comments and tell Galena she has to release this because it's so beautiful. Look at this. So this is the one.
See, it's super sturdy.
I think you should. Let's get a count down below. Does she release this or does she hold it?
So if I release, all right, but like here's more of like what the center is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it starts out like this, right? And then it gets bigger.
I would say that more of them have this.
Okay.
But I mean, if you like a green center, it's sporty.
I mean, I don't mind it. Oh, fun.
That's fun. So sometimes I've noticed this with corally blooms, is that they'll throw purple petals.
Yeah, even this one has
like
one
Cornell
right here.
bronze.
Yeah, look at that.
That's fun.
That is so cool.
If I did, I'd want to just name it after my. See, this is the thing. It's like I know I'm going to do this with one of them, but my nephew, and I have permission to share this. Okay. This was not a plan.
Okay.
But I do have permission from his parents. Last year, I have a lot of local family, and I have a little nephew, and he was born without any limbs. So kind of like the first dahlia I do, I want to name after him and just donate everything because, believe it or not, it's incredibly expensive to like get wheelchairs and get like stuff for kids like that.
I think you should.
I know, but I want it to be like a good one.
Yeah.
I don't want this one to be the first one.
You don't want that to be the one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you guys still let us know down below.
Yeah.
I think whenever you release that, I really hope that we all show up, and I know we will, and buy whichever dahlia Galena releases for that cause, because that
Maybe I'll do like an Instagram poll.
Yeah. Let's do a poll, and then you guys also let us know below, yay or nay.
Yeah.
Because that would be so special for you to do something like that.
I was Yes, because like my husband and I were thinking, it's like, well, what can we do?
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing we can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why, and I love the flower community.
And he's the sweetest little boy. He's like, he just turned, well, he's a little more than 1. He is like the biggest flirt that you will ever see. Yes.
So
he
cute.
is so,
That's
like,
adorable.
he's just like, he just smirks at you. And you're gonna be like, Davy, and he's like,
yeah, that's so cute. Oh my gosh, yes, we need a dahlia for Davy. That is so cute. In terms of other pressure on your farm, do you have deer? Do you have bunnies? What do you?
Oh, we have bunnies. I despise them.
Oh, yeah, they're so pesky. Do they go after your dahlias?
Just the ones on the end this year because we just had so little rain. I think that they were just desperate.
Yeah. Who's this?
This is Saddle Rock Tiny Giant.
Wow.
I really love that one. That one's
Holy
amazing.
cow.
Yeah.
That is gorgeous.
I totally hoarded all of this last year.
Okay.
So I should have enough this year, but
to sell.
But I was just like, oh my word, she's so pretty.
Put it on the list.
Yeah.
She is definitely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Quick breeding question for you.
Yeah.
A lot of times we'll discover something that might look like, I don't know, Ivanetti.
Oh yeah.
And it's already out there. But in your opinion, isn't it good to continue growing that out? Because sometimes, and I was just talking to Twyla about this, sometimes dahlias, because a lot of them have so many disease, or sometimes they'll revert. Yeah. It's still okay.
No, I actually personally think that, I mean, not everything, because, for example, there's a lot of white dahlias out there, you know, and some colors you just don't really need like more of. But if I got one that was pretty close to look like to one that had been out for a really long time, and it had great form and it had great stem attachment and it bloomed a lot, I would 100% keep it, because the longer a dahlia exists in the world, the more likely it is that it carries a virus, even if it doesn't show that it carries a virus, because that's just the nature of growing. Like all plants, that's just not dahlias. That's every plant.
Right.
Your whole garden.
Right.
It just might have a good enough immune system that you don't notice.
Right.
Which is great.
Yeah, and some dahlias will be virus and it might not show signs right now, but maybe next year it will, and you can't control that.
Or it just might never. But if you went and tested it, it's like, oh yes, I'm sick. But you just don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm very much like, and you know, nobody has to buy it. You know, you don't have to. If you prefer the other one, that's okay. But I do think that that's one way that we can continue having the same gorgeous varieties, is maybe that variety won't be around forever. Because there are so many dahlias that if you go back and read like dahlia books from like even 100 years ago, we're like, we don't have those anymore. Like they're gone. Right. Like we have some heirloom varieties, but a lot have been lost. Yeah.
Well, and I think a lot of people thank goodness that people like you and other farmers are really focusing on breeding, because that is going to be instrumental for, I think, the community.
I really love it. I love the hybridizing part. It takes forever.
Right.
Like that is the one thing I tell people. It's like, well,
you have to be passionate about it.
Yeah, you do, because as a farmer, I also have to think about the fact that hybridizing means that you are dedicating part of your field for 3 to 4 years that you get zero income out of. Like you do not. So it is definitely something, like if farming is your full-time job, which is mine, you have to think about like, okay, how do we like offset that to pay bills? Because you know, just because you like something doesn't mean that it pays for you to live. Right.
Shucks.
Yeah, I know, right? But also just in like terms, and this is why like I have such a huge respect for a lot of hybridizers, because it takes a lot of work. Like when you think about it, it's like 3 to 5 years of unpaid work, and then you release it. So I lean more towards new releases should definitely cost more. Pay the hybridizer for all of those years. Right. And then it can go down, you know, as it's
over time,
as it gets out
right.
there.
And I think that happens with a lot of new varieties. Like we all know it. I mean, there's there's some dahlias I purchased and they're $45, $50, and I realize that, but I don't mind it because
I don't mind it.
I know what went into it, you know, and eventually it'll go down.
I mean, I definitely can understand why some people would mind it.
Sure.
But I think that if you ever grow dahlias
Mhm.
on scale
Mhm.
and actually keep track of how much inputs go into it, which I do because
Mhm.
I'm a nerd, I stopped minding it once I became a farmer.
Oh, really?
Because
Okay.
yeah, because I was like, they should be more. They
Yeah.
should be double.
Yeah.
They really should.
should.
Because like if you think that people are making like loads of money because it's $45,
No.
when you think about that, all the time that went into that and the inputs and the fact that you didn't make any money off of it.
I totally get that.
Also, nobody talks about like inflation.
Right. Nobody talks. Well, and are you guys on a well?
No.
You're on city water?
Yeah.
Yikes.
We can't get a well.
Oh no. Okay. That's
County-wise, we cannot get a well.
right.
Our property actually used to have a well,
Mm-hmm.
but because it was at some point connected to city water, like Washington honestly is just really not friendly to farmers.
Right.
Put it
And I think
to put it kindly.
Sure.
So their reason would be some type of fake reason, but the real reason is, and it's not like me, but other farmers in my area, it's just trying to put pressure on them to get them to sell their farm so they can develop it into houses. So they're not trying to make it easy.
Right. They don't want to support the business, the dream.
No, they say they
Right.
do, but they don't.
They don't. Yeah.
You're like, your farm's been there for over 100 years, but now you're in an urban zone and we really want to carve this up into 500 houses.
Right.
So we're going to not give you a well. No, that's not me, but that is a farm I know.
Right. And that's
Yeah.
so sad. When I see these like these places go up, I just think like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, not another neighborhood and
I know.
all bad.
Yeah.
So one of my like, I know we're wrapping up here. Oh my gosh, this dahlia over here. Holy cow.
Which one?
Hold on. Distracted.
The orange
This
one?
This like smoky
Oh, LaBelle.
LaBelle.
Yes.
Holy cow.
LaBelle Epoch.
Look at LaBelle.
I have a lot of that one here too. Like I way more back there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. So in terms of like your dreams, do you think dahlias are going to be it? Do you see yourself extending out to like zinnias or peonies?
Oh, dahlias are definitely not the only thing I want to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. No, not by a long shot. It always makes me giggle a little bit when I get comments. It's like, do you grow anything else? I'm like, yes, I
She
grow
grows a lot.
all the flowers. So I have a lot of like plans whirling around in my brain. Some of them I'm working on. But, and this is like really good for me because I wasn't this way in my like early 20s. It's like, I feel like I have more maturity now and be like, okay, like we can take this slowly. We can move slowly towards this. We can make sure we're doing it really well. That's how I feel about like writing a book. Like I've turned down several because I'm like, this isn't the right time. Sure. Like I don't feel like this is the right opportunity. So I like to say I'm a recovering people pleaser. I would say I'm very, very good now at being like, no.
Right.
Like respectfully, but no.
Yeah.
Like this is not like, or not yet.
Yeah.
And even to myself.
Yeah. That's a
like,
skill.
It's come with a lot of work. Yeah. A lot of work. Some of it not very fun work.
Yeah. Totally get it, girl.
We get so many
There's
complaints.
a plane.
I know. But also too, for me, I thought long and hard about this, I would say for a solid year. And like I like mentioned before, I tend to be in a little bit of a workaholic, but I'm actively raising my kids now. And this is a point of my life I don't want to miss out. So I definitely am saying no to more because I'm like, you know what? They're all going to be adults within 8 to 10 years. I can do it then. I can do this thing that's going to take so much time that I want to do then.
Right.
But that's just like me personally.
Yeah. I love that you said it because it's I think also for women, it's hard because there's so much we want to do.
Oh yeah.
And it's hard to suppress other parts. Here comes the plane again. We're
just like, there's flowers.
Yeah, we're gonna tune him out. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But I think as women, it's extra hard because we don't want to sacrifice anything. We don't want to sacrifice our dreams. We certainly don't want to sacrifice our family and the time that you have with your kids. I mean, you're such a present mom, so I totally respect that.
I try to be.
Yeah, no, you are. You are.
Yeah.
We all see what you're doing. It's great.
Yeah.
One last question for you.
Yeah.
I have several, you guys, but we'll probably be back at some point. I'm going to ask you the hard question. Top 2, 3 dahlias that you just
Oh.
absolutely love and you think every gardener should grow.
Lakeview Lady,
Okay.
really like even the people who don't like really grow dahlias come to my field and they're like, what is that? Kay's Rosie Joe.
Yes.
It's just like you can't, and Kay Cinder Rose, because you can't find those
Right.
that color anywhere.
Those are just,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
And if you grow those 3,
Yeah.
those will not be the last dahlias you grow.
You're welcome.
Yes.
You're welcome.
I'm
Watch,
just
I have
excited
her.
for when you move to Washington.
Oh, I know. See, she's excited I'm moving to Washington.
Yeah.
One day, one day.
Yeah.
Okay. I know.
Oh, you need to, after this,
Yes.
you need to tell me what you're looking for in a property, because
Okay.
I love properties. I'm going to
Oh, do
send you
you?
stuff.
Okay, okay. That's what happens when I tell my friends here. They're like, "Hey, we're looking," and they're like, "Okay," and they send me like 10 different listings,
Yeah.
and I was like,
You don't even
"Sergey?"
you don't even need to respond. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna be like, hey,
Like, "Hey, here, here,
Yeah.
here." I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
This is Lakeview Lady, by the way, you guys. This is just, we're putting her on the list. There's
Yeah.
several here that I'm like,
You need
just
that
take
one.
my money.
If
Let
you
me
were only gonna get one,
This is the one.
That is the one.
This is a dollar you need in your
Yeah.
life. Good to know. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. It was so beautiful getting to know Galena more on a personal level and seeing your field for the first time. It was so magical. You
Thank
guys,
you.
I know you're going to ask. She's also on YouTube. So if
I
you guys want to really learn, like she's got very educational videos on there. So if you guys want to learn more about farming, what she's doing every month on her field, she also will throw in gardening stuff out there. So you guys can subscribe so you can keep up with her.
We have a very big garden design plan for next year, which we're gonna film.
I cannot wait. Like, I think it's going to be so beautiful.
It has a pond in it.
It does? Okay.
Yes.
Yes. I cannot wait. You guys have to follow her. Obviously, you can follow her on Instagram, Facebook as well. She has one of my favorite dahlia sales of the year. So get ready. I'll make sure to post it too when it's coming. But if you follow her, she's really good about posting all of those details.
Yep.
And eventually she'll probably have events on the farm and all of these great things. So stay connected with her so you know exactly everything that's going on. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today on her farm, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That's it.